Welcome to Inacore Gaming. Today we'll be working on World of Warships. Just had to turn my speaker volume off there. Should still be able to hear the desktop audio. I did a video just previously and the desktop audio was so loud you could not hear me speaking. So we're doing it now. You can see that the experience points that you get for a daily have been done on these two ships. That's because they were part of the previous video. So for now we will move on to some more ships. But first I wanted to show you a couple of little things. If you're not familiar with World of Warships, this is a free game. It's free to download. Of course you can spend money in it just like any game. But this game is free. The tier 1 ships that you can get originally cost 0 silver. So you can get all of the tier 1 ships from each country for no monies. This account that we're looking at right now is my low account. It's my newbie account. So I haven't actually gone. There are a couple of tier 2 and a tier 3 ship for various reasons. One of the events that you have, you actually get one of the Charleston. So there's no money that's been spent on this account at all. No real money. But I keep it down in lower tiers just because I have a lot of fun playing the lower tier. The higher the tier gets, the harder it gets, which may be very attractive to some people. I enjoy to go to play each of these ships from one end of this list to the other takes hour, 2 sometimes, and that's plenty of time for me to spend in World of Warships. A lot of YouTubers that I've watched don't really care for this game too much because of the random number generator. Takes away some of the skill, especially at the higher tiers. I enjoy this game quite a bit. Some of the interesting things about this game, it's very detail oriented, as you can tell. The ships are highly detailed. The ports, you can change ports where you're located. I'm currently in the Philippines, but you can go to any of these places, the Black Sea, Hawaii. They have a new one that I've never seen before, the designer's table. I haven't actually seen this one. This one's new. I haven't played in a little bit, so here's the designer table. Does the ship change? Oh, it does change. So it changes the ship. Interesting. Not quite the detail. I wonder if you can zoom in. Can you zoom in on your ship? Yes, you can. But for some reason this looks like a model instead of... This looks like a model on a desktop, right? As opposed to, say, this view of the same ship. Doesn't that look more realistic? Like a real, looks more realistic, I should say, than the model that we just looked at. I think so. You can look at the armor layout of a ship. Can turn off and on the various parts. You can see the citadel. And I mentioned the citadel. The citadel is the ship's vital area. If you can strike the citadel with your ship, with your shells, you do critical damage. It ups the damage quite a bit. So if you can, you want to aim for the critical area, the citadel. And it's really nice to have the citadel above water. You can see the water line. And so this ship looks like it would be fairly easy to hit the citadel of this particular ship. if you click on any of the parts, it will take you to that item and show you. Successive clicks takes you to each one that's in there. There's 8 of them on this ship. You can look at any part. Here's the AA gun. Huh? Only 2 of those. Huh. The captains, or the commanders I think they call them, have the ability to level up. Once they're leveled up, you can select skills for them. These skills have, like this particular skill, reduces the risk of your modules being incapacitated by 30%. This particular skill, time to switch cell types is reduced by half. You get a warning about a salvo fired from a distance of more than 4 kilometers. Each of these, this is the port. Here are the modules that are equipped on your ship. This is the exterior, allows you to put on camouflages. And the camouflages have particular modifications that they do to your ship. You also have signals that show up on your, if you add a signal, and they also have modifiers. Your tech tree, which just shows you what ships and what research you have to do in order to move up tiers. This is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, etc. This is your profile, service record, achievements, and a summary. Summary shows how many victories you've had, what your destruction ratio is. You can look at it per ship as opposed to overall. You can tell if one ship is worse or better than another. And I think that's about all I want to show you there. That's just a quick overview. There are a lot more things that, of course, if you play, you'll discover as you play. But what we want to do today is get into battle. So we're going to choose a tier 1. My strategy in tier 1. By the way, these are co-op battles. Co-op battles at tier 1. They introduce, this is the only kind of battle that you can play. Once you get into the game a little bit further, you get other modes of battle, but we're going to stick with the co-op battle today. The co-op battle is either all humans against computer-controlled ships, or a mixture of humans and computer-controlled ships against computer-controlled ships. Computer-controlled ships are called bots. So you either have humans against bots or a mixture of humans and bots against bots. And it's because this is an introduction. The bots are really bad shots, and this allows for a little bit longer, well, I shouldn't really say that. It makes a different strategy. Since they're such bad shots, they don't kill you as fast as humans would be when you make mistakes. And therefore it gives new players an opportunity to sort of learn the mechanics of the game a little bit better. And that's why you're forced into the co-op battles to begin with. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a couple of co-op battles. So let's get started. We're going to choose this one because I have not yet used the experience. And we'll go into battle. My strategy for these co-op battles at tier 1 is to head straight for the enemy beacon. Often what happens is when I do that, I will get engaged into a battle, and then as I maneuver around, then I end up getting off course for the base. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Quite often, though, when I get engaged by 2 or 3 ships, I will get off course as I maneuver to try to avoid damage and to get into position to make shots. This is our starting position. You can look at other things. You can see your team members, get some tips, and look at the divisions. You can join a division. I like the mission view just because it lets me see the map and see my starting position. So, as I said, over here is my ship. This line is my course. I put my throttle to full. The other line, one line is the course, the other line is where my view is. Your guns track your view. So wherever you're looking is where your guns are going. You see the yellow circles. That just means that the guns don't move instantly. They track at a much slower speed than you can move. So when you move your view, the guns then move slowly to where that is, based on your speed of the, I can't think of the word right now, but the movement of your turrets. Your turrets don't react instantly. They have a set speed, and so they slowly come around to where you're looking. I'm going to move my guns to the other side of the ship as I move into the center so that I can head toward their red flag, their base, their cap, their beacon. Several different names for it. Now you can press the shift key. This is a binocular view, allows you to zoom in. You have to lead your targets, just like in real life. A moving target, you can't shoot right at it. You'll always miss it. You'll fire behind it. I don't think I want to go in there and attack 5, 6 of them by myself. So let's change direction here. We'll come at them from another direction. You don't want to hit your allies. It's a penalty. And if you do it too often, then you can be banned from fighting. So I'm now on their base. You can see that we're capturing the base. We're not capturing the base. We are, but we're not because there are enemy ships in it. As long as there are enemy ships in the base, you can't actually capture the base. So now we're just, and again, this is a tier 1 against robots. That's why we can and just sit here. If this were a battle against human beings, I would be dead as a sitting duck, sitting there, just sitting here in their base would be a sure way to die very quickly. But against robots who are not all that smart, this is a tactic that certainly works. A little too far behind that one. And match is over. I don't believe I killed anybody that time. It's rather unusual. Oh, I did. I destroyed one. Only did 8,000 damage. Not a very good showing for me this particular time. Although I did score first, even so. Any name that begins with a colon and ends with a colon is a bot. So we only had 3 humans and 5 bots against 8 bots in this match. That is not an unusual occurrence. At Tier 1, this game is not young anymore, so there are not a whole lot of new players coming around. So pretty quickly, most people, I believe, move from fighting against the computer to fighting against other people. And they also move up tiers. You can pretty rapidly gain tiers in your ship without too much trouble. This is a personal score tab, the team score tab. This is a detailed report. The detailed report shows you each ship that you damaged. If your ally damages you, that will also show up here. It shows any damage you received. We didn't receive any this time. Each ship, if you hover over it, will show you how much damage you did to it individually and by what, and by what. Whether it was your main battery, your secondary battery, your anti-aircraft weapons, or your torpedoes, and how much each one of those things were, whether you caught the ship on fire or not, and whether you damaged any modules. And then the last tab just gives you your credits, how much it's going to cost to repair your ship. The tier ones, I believe, are free repair. Any tier above that there will be a repair cost. Of course, I had received 0 damage, so there would be no repair. But surely there would be some gas or something, but it doesn't really matter. I think that's free at tier 1. You go higher tiers, and there would be some cost for service. This is your XP, which stands for experience, and your modifiers. All we had was a daily win bonus of 50%. You remember the camouflages and signals, there are some of those can give you other modifiers to your experience. This is free XP and regular XP. The free XP is a pool of experience that you can use for any ship. This experience can only be used for this ship. Once you play the game, you'll understand that a little bit better. That's not a great explanation. And then I showed you the commander XP and what you can do with it to level up your commanders. And that's all there is to that. Join a clan? No, I don't believe so. I don't play enough. I would normally join a clan. There's nothing wrong with being in a clan. Clan battles are really fun. You can get a lot of good knowledge and make some friends with clans. So I suggest if you get an opportunity to be in a clan, you should do it. You can always leave whenever you want to. But I play so seldom on this account and this game that it just seems like it would be a waste of their time as well as mine to join. So I'm going to say no. Let's go do another battle. Maybe this time we'll have a little bit more brawling combat as opposed to the way I chickened out and went around the islands and shot them from behind. Hey, it still worked. Don't get me wrong. But it's not my normal. Normally we head straight, it's more of a I'm coming for you and you're coming for me, and whoever fires the best wins. Which, by the way, is not the way you play in player versus player. It's a lot more about finding cover, staying in cover, waiting for them to make mistakes. When they make a mistake, taking advantage of those mistakes. Your W and S keys control your speed, your throttle. We can go ahead and move our throttle up. Again, what I'm going to do is basically charge right for their base. I'm using my A key to give it left rudder, which will move the nose of my ship. Doesn't look like looks like I've got a little island in the way. I'm gonna have to wait till I get past the island before I can actually head directly for their base. And then there's just a little bit of a wait time as you wait to make contact with the enemy ships. Beautiful sky. Sometimes there's rain. They do have weather. The circles on the mini-map showing me how far I can be seen by and how far I can fire my weapons. I'm just taking a shot there. I don't expect that to hit. Oh, but it did. Huh. What do you know? Now, you can fight. You can go fight. That is a way to make good positioning on the team board. Oh, a little behind. I don't want to keep firing at them because I'll hit my ally instead, and I don't want to do that. You would get a penalty if you hit your allies. Got two of our guys against two of their guys. Looks like they'll pretty much wipe them out. Not in the best position again because I don't really have a lot of people to shoot at. You can tell if a ship is remaining stationary by the position of the smoke. You see the smoke is now moving toward the front of his ship, which means he is backing up. If the smoke bends toward the back of their ship, that means they're moving forward. And the more of the smoke, the further the smoke bends, the faster the ship is going. So I'm just about to enter their base. This is what I always like to do, if possible. may wonder why I don't use binocular view. Binocular view is very good, especially at long distances. The problem is of course, you can't see where you're going. You can't see the ships around you. And that makes brawling much more difficult. So once you get ships within a certain range, I find it to be much better not to use binocular mode. But once a ship is out of a certain range, I'd say about 3 kilometers or so, anything within 3 kilometers, I definitely don't use binoculars, and sometimes even a little bit further than that. But once they get outside of 3 or 4 kilometers, it really does help to use the binocular mode.
Our team has taken the lead.
Any other ships? Still one way out there that I could have killed when I was there, but didn't. I don't believe I can hit this person. No. Maybe if he doesn't get killed before he comes around the corner. I think somebody's got him targeted though. His health went down pretty drastically. Yeah, and he's going to stop as well. So, and that ends it. Oh wait, there's still the one way over here, which is out of my firing range. I am capturing the base now. You can see that once the ships, all their ships were gone, the base capture began. Unfortunately, you don't get any points for capturing some of the base. Some of the other games, like World of Tanks, also made by these same people, World of Warships, World of Tanks, you get points for capturing 25% of the cap, 50% of the cap, 75% of the cap, and 100% of the cap. So it would be nice if they would put that in World of Warships, I think. At least it would give you some incentive to actually, I mean, it's in the tier 1s down here, it's very difficult to have incentive to come sit in the base, because if you don't capture it completely, and it takes 2 minutes, which is a long time, these battles don't last very long. People kill the other side very quickly. It takes 2 minutes. At least you would get some incentive to get points if you could get points for 25, 50, and 75% of it captured. So we did 9,000 damage, 45 hits, 1 incapacitation, 2 destroyed, 3 set on fire, and spotted 2. We scored first again. We damaged 4 ships, took no damage again. Made 17,000 credits, 305 total XP. We'll go back to port. So yeah, so that's World of Warships. Again, a game that I really enjoy. It does get a little more difficult as you go higher tier. Tier 1 is really just to introduce you to the game, but I wanted to show you that. If you've never played World of Warships, it is, the first tier is a blast. You'll probably do like I have. You'll quickly get out of your tier 1 ships and into tier 2 and tier 3, and then say, boy, sure wish I had some tier 1 ships, and you'll either create a new account so you can play those tier 1s over and really enjoy them this time, as opposed to learning. You already know how to play, so you just play and have a blast with them. Or you'll go back and you'll buy a couple of tier 1s. You see I have a vacant slot, and you can purchase more slots and have more ships. And you'll purchase you a couple of your favorite tier 1s and just have them sitting around maxed out with a commander that's maxed out, and you'll just have fun playing that way. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that today. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and make a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, and please tune in again. Thanks again for tuning in to Encore Gaming.